It's swelling. Please suck the venom out, she pleaded. The rancher did, then went pale with shock. The storm came earlier than expected. Across the wide plains of Virex 9, the sky slowly turned red. At first, it looked beautiful, like a sunset spreading across the horizon. But the ranchers knew better. This was not a sunset. It was a dust storm, and it was coming fast. Yerrick Halden stood outside his small ranch house, watching it. He was tall, strong, and used to danger. Life on Virex 9 was never easy. The planet was harsh, wild, and full of creatures that did not belong anywhere near humans. Still, Yerrick had chosen to live here. Behind him, his animals moved nervously. The iron-hide grazers, huge six-legged creatures, shifted their weight and made low humming sounds. They could feel the storm coming. Easy now, Yerrick said quietly. He checked the fence systems on his wrist display. Everything was working. The drones were active. The shield were ready. But something still felt wrong. The wind was too sharp. The air smelled strange. Before he could think more about it, the radio inside the house suddenly crackled. Yerrick turned quickly and stepped inside. The signal was weak, full of noise. Anyone, please help. Yerrick froze. Nobody used open channels on this planet unless they had no other choice. He walked closer and pressed a communicator. This is Halden Ranch, he said in a calm voice. Who is calling? For a moment, there was only static. Then the voice came back. I'm Dr. Elliot Verne. My transport crashed. Something attacked us. Her voice shook. I'm injured. Please. I don't think I have much time. The signal cut again. Yerrick stared at the communicator. He did not like this. Crashes were rare. Attacks were worse. And the storm was almost here. He could stay safe in his house. Or he could go out into danger. Yerrick sighed. Then he grabbed his rifle and his medical kit. The crawler moved fast across the dry land. Its heavy wheels crushed rocks and dust as Yerrick drove toward the signal location. The sky grew darker with every second. The storm was getting closer. Hold together, Yerrick muttered. After a few minutes, he saw it. The transport. It was lying on its side, half buried in red dust. But something was wrong. It did not look like it had crashed. It looked like it had been torn open. Yerrick slowed the crawler and stopped a short distance away. He stepped out carefully, holding his rifle. The wind was stronger now, howling in his ears. He walked closer to the wreck. The metal hull was bent outward, as if something inside had forced its way out, or something outside had forced its way in. Jarrick's grip tightened. This wasn't a crash, he whispered. A strange sound came from the wreck. A soft clicking noise. Wet. Unnatural. Yerrick quickly turned his rifle toward the sound. Then, don't shoot. A woman stumbled into view. She looked weak and injured. Her suit was torn, and her arm was covered in dark liquid. Her face was pale, and her breathing was fast. Please, she said, walking toward him. You have to help me. Yerrick lowered his rifle slightly, but stayed alert. Are you Dr. Verne? He asked. She nodded quickly. Yes, that's me. Then she held up her arm. Jarrick's expression changed. The wound was bad. 2 deep punctures in her skin. The area around it was swollen and dark. Black lines spread from the wound, moving slowly under her skin. Yerrick felt a cold chill. He had seen pictures like this before. Zyler, he said quietly. The woman grabbed his sleeve. You know what it is, she said. Then you know I don't have time. Her voice became weaker. It's swelling. Please suck the venom out. Yerrick went still. This was dangerous. The venom from Zyler creatures was not normal. It was alive. It changed fast. It could infect anyone who touched it. Protocol was clear. Do not make contact. Do not risk infection. Let the victim go. Yerrick looked at her face. She was scared. She was dying. And she was alone. The clicking sound came again from the wreck. Closer this time. Yerrick made his decision. Sit down, he said. She quickly sat on a piece of broken metal. Yerrick knelt beside her and opened his medical kit. He pulled out gloves, then stopped. The venom would go through them. It would not matter. He looked at her again. Stay still, he said. Then he leaned forward. The moment the venom touched his mouth, something felt wrong, very wrong. Yerrick pulled back quickly and spat onto the ground. The taste burned his tongue. It was sharp, metallic, and alive. He wiped his mouth and tried to focus. The woman looked at him with hope. "Is it working?" she asked. Yerrick did not answer, because something was happening inside his body. A sudden heat spread through him. Fast, too fast. His chest tightened. His vision blurred. "What?" he whispered. He tried to stand but lost his balance and dropped to one knee. The heat turned into pain. It felt like his blood was burning. The woman stared at him. At first, she looked confused, then afraid. "Something's wrong," she said. Yerrick raised his head slowly. His eyes looked different. The color was fading. His pupils were growing larger, darker. Under his skin, something moved, a faint shimmer, like energy flowing through his veins. Yerrick tried to breathe, tried to understand. This was not normal. This was not how venom worked. "I've never seen this," the woman whispered. Then her voice shook. "What's happening to you?" Yerrick did not know. But one thing was clear. This was just the beginning. Behind them, inside the wreck, the clicking stopped. For a moment, everything became quiet. Too quiet. Then something moved. Slow, careful, watching them, waiting. Yerrick felt it, even through the pain. He turned his head slightly toward the wreck. His vision was still blurry. But he knew they were not alone. The storm finally reached them. The wind screamed across the land. Dust filled the air. The sky turned dark red. But the real danger was not the storm. It was what had caused the crash. And it was still here. Yerrick forced himself to stand. His body felt different now. Stronger, but unstable. Like something inside him was changing. "Can you move?" he asked the woman. She nodded weakly. "A little." "Then we leave now," Yerrick said. Another clicking sound came from the wreck. Louder, closer. Yerrick raised his rifle. His hands were shaking, but his aim was steady. Whatever was inside, it was coming out. The storm roared across the land. Dust filled the air so thick that the sky disappeared. The world turned red and dark. The wind pushed hard against everything, making it difficult to stand. Yerrick Halden did not move. His rifle was raised. His eyes were fixed on the broken transport. Something was inside, waiting, watching. Another clicking sound came out of the wreck. Slow, sharp, unnatural. The woman, Dr. Elia Verne, tried to stand, but her legs were weak. "It's still there," she whispered. Yerrick did not reply. Something inside him was changing. The burning feeling in his body had not stopped. It moved through his chest, his arms, his head. But now it felt different. Not just pain. Something else. Something stronger. His breathing slowly became steady again. His vision cleared, but not fully. Colors looked sharper. Movements looked slower. Too slow. Yerrick blinked. The dust in the air. He could see each particle moving. He frowned. "That's not normal," he muttered. Another sound came from the wreck. Louder this time. The metal shifted slightly. Then something crawled out. It was long. Too long. Its body was covered in dark plates, like armor. Thin legs moved slowly, making that same clicking sound. Its head was low, with no eyes that Yerrick could see. Only a wide mouth, filled with small moving parts. It stopped halfway out of the wreck. Then it turned toward them. Elia gasped. That's a Xyler hunter," she said. Yerrick tightened his grip on the rifle. "I figured," he said. The creature tilted its head slightly, as if it was studying them. Then it moved faster, much faster. Yerrick fired. The rifle shot echoed through the storm. The bullet hit the creature's body, but did not stop it. The armor was too strong. The creature rushed forward, legs moving like sharp needles hitting the ground. Yerrick fired again, and again. The creature slowed, but only a little. "Move!" Yerrick shouted. Elia tried to step back, but she stumbled. Yerrick quickly stepped in front of her. The creature jumped. Time slowed. At least, that's how it felt to Yerrick. He could see every movement clearly. The way the creature's legs bent. The way its body twisted in the air. The way its mouth opened. Too wide, too fast. But now, Yerrick was faster. Without thinking, he moved. He stepped to the side and swung the rifle like a heavy stick. The weapon hit the creature hard, knocking it away. It crashed into the ground and rolled. Yerrick stared at it, surprised. He had never moved that fast before, not even close. "What was that?" he whispered. The creature stood again, angry now. It made a sharp, loud clicking sound. Then it attacked again. This time, Yerrick did not shoot. He waited, watched. The creature came closer. 3 steps. 2. 1. Yerrick moved again, faster than before. He grabbed one of its front legs and twisted. There was a loud crack. The creature made a strange sound and fell to the side. Yerrick stepped back quickly, breathing hard. Elia stared at him. You just... She could not finish. Yerrick looked at his hands. They were shaking, but not from fear, from energy. "I don't understand," he said. The creature tried to stand again. Even with a broken leg, it was still dangerous. Still alive. Yerrick picked up his rifle. This time, he aimed carefully, at the weak part between the armor plates. He fired. Once, the creature stopped moving. For a moment, there was only the sound of the storm. Nothing else. No movement. No clicking. Yerrick lowered his weapon slowly. "It's dead," he said. Elia looked at the creature, then back at Yerrick. "No," she said quietly. "That was just one." Jarrett's expression hardened. "One." She nodded. "They travel in groups," she said. "Hunters never come alone." Yerrick looked toward the wreck, then into the storm. Shapes moved in the distance. More clicking sounds. Many of them. "Great," he said under his breath. The wind grew stronger. The storm was now fully around them. Visibility was almost zero. "We need to leave," Elia said. "Now." Yerrick nodded. "Crawlers this way." He helped her stand. She leaned on him as they moved through the storm. Yerrick noticed something again. Her weight felt lighter. Or maybe he felt stronger. Every step was easy. Too easy. They reached the crawler. Yerrick opened the door and helped her inside. Then he climbed in and started the engine. The machine roared to life. Behind them, the clicking grew louder. Closer. Yerrick looked in the rear camera. Shapes moved in the dust. Fast. "They're coming," he said. "Drive." Elia shouted. The crawler moved forward, pushing through the storm. The wheels struggled on the loose ground. Yerrick pushed the engine harder. "We won't outrun them like this," he said. "Then what do we do?" Elia asked. Yerrick did not answer immediately. His eyes moved across the controls, then outside, then back again. Something inside his mind felt sharper. Ideas came faster, clearer. "I have a plan," he said. "I hope it's a good one," Elia replied. Yerrick turned the crawler slightly. "Hold on." He drove toward a rocky area. Large stone formations rose from the ground. The space between them was narrow, perfect. The crawler entered the rocks. The creatures followed. Their clicking sounds echoed loudly now. Yerrick stopped the crawler suddenly. "What are you doing?" Elia asked. Yerrick grabbed a small device from his kit, an energy charge, used for mining. He opened the door. "You stay here," he said. Before she could argue, he jumped out. The storm hit him hard, but he moved easily, too easily. He placed the charge between 2 rocks, then turned and ran back. Fast, faster than before. He jumped into the crawler. "Go!" Elia shouted. Yerrick hit the controls. The crawler moved forward again. Behind them, the creatures entered the narrow space. Yerrick pressed the detonator. A loud explosion shook the ground. The rocks collapsed. Dust and stone filled the space behind them. The path was blocked. The clicking stopped. Inside the crawler, everything went quiet. Only the engine sound remained. Elia slowly looked at Yerrick. "You just outran a Xyler hunter," she said. Yerrick kept his eyes forward. "I noticed," he replied. She studied him carefully. "The venom," she said. "It changed you." Yerrick did not speak. He already knew. He could feel it. His body. His mind. Everything was different now. But the question was it a gift or something much worse? Far behind them, under the broken rocks, something moved. Still alive, still hunting. Yerrick tightened his grip on the controls. The storm was not over, and neither was this. The storm slowly began to calm. The red dust still moved in the air, but the wind was weaker now. The sky was still dark, but shapes could be seen again. Yerrick drove the crawler in silence. Dr. Elia Verne sat beside him, holding her injured arm. The swelling had slowed, but the black lines under her skin were still there. Neither of them spoke for a long time. Finally, Elia looked at him. "You feel it, don't you?" she asked. Yerrick kept his eyes forward. "Yes," he said. His voice was calm, but inside, everything felt different. His body was full of energy. His senses were sharp. He could hear the engine more clearly than before. He could feel the movement of the crawler through the ground. Even the air around him felt alive. "It's not normal," Elia said quietly. Yerrick gave a small smile. Nothing on this planet is normal. After some time, the ranch came into view. The fences were still standing. The drones were active. The iron-hide grazers were calm again. Yerrick stopped the crawler near the house. "We're safe here," he said. Elia looked around. "For now," she replied. Inside the house, Yerrick helped her sit down. He cleaned her wound and applied treatment. The swelling had reduced slightly. "That's strange," Elia said. "What is—" Yerrick asked. "The venom should have spread faster," she said, "but it's slowing down." Yerrick looked at her arm, then at himself. "Maybe it's not just affecting me," he said. Elia looked at him with interest. "You think your body is changing the venom?" Yerrick shrugged. "I don't know, but something is happening." Yerrick stood up and walked to the window. The land outside looked calm. Too calm. He did not trust it. "Those creatures," he said. "They were hunting you." Elia nodded. "Yes." "Why?" Yerrick asked. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Because of what I found." Yerrick turned toward her. "What did you find?" Elia took a deep breath. "A signal," she said. "From where?" "Not from this planet." Yerrick frowned. "That's not possible." "I thought the same," she said. "But it's real. Something is sending a signal from underground." Jarrett's expression changed. "Underground," he repeated. Elia nodded. "Yes, deep below the surface." Yerrick felt something shift inside him. A strange feeling, like a pull. He placed his hand on the wall, closed his eyes, and then he felt it, a vibration, very deep, very far, but real. Yerrick opened his eyes quickly. "You're right," he said. Elia stared at him. "You can feel it?" Yerrick nodded slowly. "Yes." Her face changed, from curiosity to shock. "That shouldn't be possible," she whispered. Before Yerrick could respond, an alarm sounded, loud, sharp, from outside. Yerrick turned quickly. "Perimeter alert," he said. He rushed to the control panel. Multiple red signals flashed on the screen. "They're back," he said. Elia stood up slowly. "How many?" Yerrick looked at the display, then exhaled. "Too many." Outside the ranch, the ground moved. Dozens of Xyler hunters surrounded the fence. Their clicking sounds filled the air. They did not attack immediately. They waited, watching, learning. Yerrick grabbed his rifle. "Stay inside," he told Elia. She shook her head. "No, I'm not staying behind." Yerrick looked at her. She was still weak, but determined. "Fine," he said, "but stay close." They stepped outside together. The air was heavy. The creatures moved slowly around the fence. Testing it, Yerrick noticed something strange. "They're not attacking," he said. Elia looked at them carefully. "They're studying us," she said. Yerrick tightened his grip on the rifle. "That's worse." Suddenly, one of the creatures moved forward, closer to the fence. Then another, and another. They were gathering, forming a group. Yerrick raised his weapon. "Get ready," he said. But before he could fire, something unexpected happened. The creatures stopped. All of them, at the same time. Their bodies froze. Their heads turned toward Yerrick, every single one. Elia felt a chill. "They're looking at you," she whispered. Yerrick felt it too. A connection. Strange. Deep. The creatures were not just looking. They were sensing him. Jarek's head subtly hurt. A sharp pain. He dropped to one knee. "What's happening?" Elia asked. Yarek held his head. Images flashed in his mind. Dark tunnels. Deep underground. Moving shapes. Countless creatures. And something else. Something bigger. Watching everything. Yarek gasped, then slowly stood up. His eyes looked different again. Calm. Focused. "They're not here to kill us," he said. Elia stared at him. "Then why are they here?" Yarek looked at the creatures. "They're here for me." The creatures began to move again, but not to attack. They stepped back, slowly, as if making space, as if waiting. Elia's voice shook. "This doesn't make sense." Yarek took a step forward. The creatures did not react. "They recognize something," he said. "What?" Elia asked. Yarek looked at his hands, then at the creatures. "Me," he said. A low sound filled the air, not from the creatures, from the ground. A deep vibration, stronger than before. Elia looked down. "The signal," she whispered. "It's getting stronger." Yarek nodded. "It's calling." The ground in the distance began to crack. Dust rose into the air. The creatures moved aside, making a path. For something. Elia stepped back. "What is that?" she asked. Yarek did not answer. He already knew. Whatever was underground was waking up. Yarek felt no fear now. Only focus. Only purpose. The change inside him was complete. Or maybe it was just beginning. He turned to Elia. "We need to go there," he said. She looked shocked. "Are you serious?" "That's where they're coming from." Yarek nodded. "I know." "Then why go toward it?" she asked. Yarek looked at the opening ground, then back at her. "Because whatever this is..." He paused, then said quietly, "It's connected to me." The creature stood still, watching, waiting. The ground continued to open. Darkness below. Endless. Calling. Elia swallowed hard. "This is a bad idea," she said. Yarek gave a small smile. "Probably." Then he started walking forward. Behind them, the ranch stood silent. Ahead, something ancient was rising. The ground was open now. A wide crack stretched across the land, leading deep into darkness. Red dust slowly fell into it, disappearing into the unknown below. Yarek stood at the edge. Dr. Elia Verne stood behind him, her heart beating fast. "This is it," she said quietly. Yarek did not answer. He was listening, not with his ears, but with something else. The signal was stronger now, clear, calling him. The creatures surrounded the area, but they did not attack. They stayed back, watching, waiting, like guards, or witnesses. Elia looked at them nervously. "They're letting you go," she said. Yarek nodded. "Yes, that's not normal," she added. Yarek gave a small smile. "Nothing about this is normal." He took one step forward, then another. The ground inside the crack was stable, like a natural path leading down. Elia followed him. "I'm not letting you go alone," she said. Yarek did not stop her. They moved deeper underground. The light from above slowly faded. The air became cooler, strangely calm. The walls around them were smooth, not rough like natural rock, almost shaped. "This isn't just a tunnel," Elia said. Yarek touched the wall. "It was made," he said. The deeper they went, the stronger the feeling became. Jarek's body reacted. His heartbeat slowed. His breathing became steady. His mind felt clear, too clear. Elia noticed. "You're changing again," she said. Yarek nodded. "I can feel it." "Is it controlling you?" she asked. Yarek stopped walking. He thought for a moment, then shook his head. "No," he said. "It's not controlling me." He looked ahead into the darkness. "It's asking." After some time, they reached a large open space. A cavern, wide and silent. In the center, something stood. It was huge, tall, like a living structure. Dark, smooth, and glowing from within. Soft lines of light moved across its surface, like veins, like energy. Elia stared in shock. "What is that?" she whispered. Yarrick stepped closer. I think it's the source. The moment he moved closer, the structure reacted. The light inside it became brighter. The air vibrated. A deep sound filled the cavern. Not loud, but powerful. Yarrick felt it inside his mind. A voice, not in words, but in meaning. Elliot stepped back. Yarrick, something's happening. Yarrick raised his hand slightly. It's okay, he said, but his eyes were focused on the structure. Listening, the voice spoke again, not with sound, but with thought. It showed him images. Long ago, before humans came, this planet was different, alive, connected. The creatures above, the Xyler, were not hunters. They were protectors, part of a system, part of this thing. Yarrick saw more. A crash. Years ago, a human ship, bringing machines, digging, breaking the underground network. The balance was lost. The creatures became aggressive, defensive. Elio watched Yarrick carefully. What is it showing you? She asked. Yarrick spoke slowly. It's not a weapon, he said. It's a mind. The structure pulsed. The voice grew clearer. It had been waiting, searching for something or someone. Yarrick understood now. The Venom, he said softly. Elio looked confused. What about it? Yarrick turned to her. It changed me, he said. It made me able to connect. Her eyes widened. You mean? Yarrick nodded. It can talk to me. The voice spoke again. Stronger. Clearer. It was not asking for help. It was asking for a choice. Yarrick saw two paths. One, join the system, become part of it, help restore balance, but lose himself, become something else, not fully human anymore. The second, reject it, stay human, break the connection, but the system would stay broken. The creatures would continue attacking. The planet would remain unstable. Elia stepped closer. Yarrick, what's happening? She asked. Yarrick looked at her. It's giving me a choice, he said. What kind of choice? She asked. Yarrick took a deep breath. Humanity or this? Elia was silent. She looked at him, at his eyes, at the changes in him. You can't lose yourself, she said. Yarrick nodded slowly. I know. The voice pushed again, showing him more. Pain, chaos, a dying system, a broken world. Then hope, balance, peace. If he joined, Yarrick closed his eyes. For a moment, everything became quiet. No storm, no creatures, no fear. Then he made his choice. Yarrick stepped forward, closer to the structure. Elia's voice shook. Yarrick, what are you doing? Yarrick did not stop. I'm not joining it, he said. Elia looked confused. Then what? Yarrick placed his hand on the structure. The light flared. Energy moved through him. Fast, strong, painful, but he did not pull back. I'm not losing myself, Yarrick said. His voice was firm. Human, I'll help you. He clenched his jaw. But I stay me. The structure reacted. The light changed. Unstable, confused. Yarrick focused. His mind was strong. His was stronger. He pushed back, not with force, but with identity, with who he was. A rancher, a survivor, a human. The energy slowed, then changed. The system adapted. Elia watched in shock. It's listening to you, she said. Yarrick breathed heavily. I'm not part of it, he said, but I can connect. The structure calmed. The light became steady, balanced. Far above, the creatures stopped moving. Their aggression faded. The clicking sound softened. The system was healing. Not fully, but enough. Yarrick stepped back slowly. The connection weakened, but did not break. Elia rushed to him. Are you okay? She asked. Yarrick nodded. Yeah, he said. He looked at his hands. Still human. Still himself. But I can still feel it, he added. Elia smiled slightly. That might not be a bad thing. They turned and began to walk back. The cavern was quiet now, peaceful. As they reached the surface, the storm was gone. The sky was clear. For the first time, the planet looked calm. The creatures watched them, but did not attack. They moved away slowly, returning to the land. Elia looked at Yarrick. You changed everything, she said. Yerrick shook his head. No, he replied. We understood each other. She smiled. That's very human of you. Yerrick looked at the horizon. The world was still dangerous, still wild. But now there was balance, and he was still human. Then changed. The system adapted. Elia watched in shock. It's listening to you, she said. Yerrick breathed heavily. I'm not part of it, he said, but I can connect. The structure calmed. The light became steady, balanced. Far above, the creatures stopped moving. Their aggression faded. The clicking sound softened. The system was healing. Not fully, but enough. Yerrick stepped back slowly. The connection weakened, but did not break. Elia rushed to him. Are you okay? She asked. Yerrick nodded. Yeah, he said. He looked at his hands. Still human. Still himself. But I can still feel it, he added. Elia smiled slightly. That might not be a bad thing. They turned and began to walk back. The cavern was quiet now, peaceful, as they reached the surface. The storm was gone. The sky was clear. For the first time, the planet looked calm. The creatures watched them, but did not attack. They moved away slowly, returning to the land. Elia looked at Yerrick. You changed everything, she said. Yerrick shook his head. No, he replied. We understood each other. She smiled. That's very human of you. Yerrick looked at the horizon. The world was still dangerous, still wild. But now there was balance, and he was still human.